show you how to do a limiting reagent problem where you're given the amount of the reactants in grams. When you read the problem, you can see that we have 36 grams of water, and we have 67 grams of iron. So the first thing that I do when I set up these problems is I actually take each of those amounts and convert them to grams of one of the products. I can also look ahead in the question when it has several letters A, B, C, and I can see that they're in the end going to want me to know the mass of the iron oxide, which is this one. So I'm going to take these beginning amounts and convert them into grams of iron oxide. So you can see, based on the water, I can create 116 grams of iron oxide. But that doesn't tell me too much until I know how much iron oxide I can get based on the iron. So now, when I have both of the calculations done and the answers there, I can then determine how much iron oxide I'm truly going to make, which is always going to be the smaller amount. So this is truly how much we're going to make. I cross out the one, it was necessary to do that calculation, but that's not how much we're going to make. And then because I get the smaller amount of iron oxide, it's the original reactant that is my limiting reactant. So this is the one that's going to limit how much product I can make, which means the other reactant is my excess reactant. There's one other type of question that you'll see where they want to know how much of the excess reactant are we going to have after the reaction is completed. And the steps that I follow are to take first and convert the limiting reactant to the excess reactant. When you do that, that tells you how much excess reactant is truly going to be used. You can then subtract that from the starting amount, and then you can determine how much excess there is. So here's the calculation. If you take your limiting reagent, which was the iron, and we then convert it to the excess reagent, which is the water, this is how much water will actually get used. So the last step then is to look at the question itself, and the question says we're starting with 36 grams of water, and you can see that we're only going to use 28.8 grams. So we can subtract this, and then we can see that we have 7.2 grams of water left over. And that's how you do a limiting reagent problem.